Excellent. And coming to Health Square, what does Health Squared offer to people? Where would they contact you? What medical aid do you offer in particular?
Yeah, so Health Squared is a medical scheme registered with council, and people can go to Health Squared and visit their Facebook page or their website and to contact them on that. So they've got a Health Squared Facebook page, so healthsquared.facebook.co.za, and also on the if you Google, you'll come up with obviously the address for the web page as well. So Health Squared has 10 options where you can select from very high level of cover to sort of a very basic cover, which could either be just a hospital with just will cover P&B options, to a hospital plan that will cover some general practice visits as well. And then you also have a spectrum of middle option plans where you would look at patients with families, and then you've got sort of higher option plans for those patients that feel that they need, they've got more needs over and above only P&B needs. You've got other diseases that you want to have covered more. You need orthodontic therapy and so forth. Then you need to buy up into the higher plans where those would also be covered sufficiently. But it's comprehensive, and it goes over the entire spectrum of care. The one key element is that Health Squared then try, as with the administration, try to integrate, and has got it right to integrate with the occupational health, the primary health care, and the other options with employer environment, so that they specifically assist the employer looking at how do we take that forward, and how do we do the assessment and make sure that your beneficiaries within your employer environment gets the best care.
And with the COVID-19, what is Health Square's approach to funding, testing, and treatment for COVID-19?
Yeah, so we were one of the first schemes, or Health Squared, in that they covered the according to the Center for Disease Control. If you show symptoms, you need to have a test. Most of those tests will come out negative, especially if you're not in a highly or a hotspot area. What has happened initially is a lot of people went for testing and came up negative, and it came up from savings account. And Health Squared from the beginning said, if you're at risk and you think you're at risk, either by travel exposure in groups, or because of your symptoms, we will pay for positive and negative tests because it's the right thing to do. It later on became part of the P&B environment, so you need to pay for both of these. Even if it's negative, you have to pay for it. Yes, schemes would put in little authorization processes just to mitigate against abuse of that, but essentially they pay for all of the pre-tests, screening tests, which is a PCR test, just to make sure that the virus is there. And also, if you're then in hospital and you're negative and you're there because of need, so you had a heart attack, the hospital will screen to make sure that you don't bring in the virus. And often when you leave, they want to see if you had the virus, is that you're virus free. And therefore they will do another test. Those tests are all covered, as well as the treatment and the protective gear that the nurses need to taking care of your emergency treatment.
Okay. And I see just a last question here coming from Janine. She's asking if there's a savings plan with Health Squared. Do you offer that as well?
Yeah, not on all the options. Some of the higher options have savings plans, and some of them will have hybrid plans where you can have either a day-to-day stated benefit and a savings plan adjacent to that. The pure hospital plans do not have savings plans, and what we call the foundation option, which is a P&B but unlimited general practitioners, that will also not have a savings plan. Some of the higher options then will have savings plans, obviously, where you can then have more flexibility around where you spend the money. The middle, one of the bigger options, your flex option, is a traditional option with stated benefits, but the flex tells you what it is all about. You have a decision on where you spend the money. So it is a traditional plan where it's a stated benefit, but the flexibility lies in that you can actually allocate the money to where you need it within that to a certain extent. So it's to compensate for for not having a savings account, but still having a traditional scheme where you're well protected.
Okay, well, we've now run out of time already. I just want to say hi again to Dirk. Thank you again for joining us, one of our regulars, and same to Sean from the UK. Thank you again for joining us. And on that note, we've run out of time. What I will do is I will post the link for Health Squared in the comment box below after this interview. Thank you so much, Dr. Snyman, for joining us. Any last thoughts where they can get hold of you should they have any questions to ask you?
I think it's just easy. Go to the scheme's Facebook page, put your questions there, and it will be then sent to me so that I can answer, and we can put that in writing for you.
Perfect. Thank you. So everyone, thank you for joining us today. Please remember to join us every week at 10 o'clock for discussions on a variety of topics. Should you have any suggestions, you can also let us know. We're more than happy to take on suggestions. And to remind you that Fasa is a non-profit organization that protects, lobbies, promotes, and develops ethical franchising across all sectors within South Africa with a specific focus on transformation. Fasa offers membership to both existing franchisors and franchisees who supports and runs ethical businesses. If you want to know more about Fasa and what they do, please visit them at www.fasa.co.za. Thank you everyone for joining us and see you next week. Have a super week further.
Thank you.